Hello everyone and welcome to another season of our Budget Builds Monthly series. We have a slight change to this season, so whether you've seen our previous episodes before or are new to this, let's check it out. Quick giveaway announcement, we're going to be giving away our 3rd gen non-4K Apple TV. It will be in a stock state, not in a modded state because I wasn't able to do that. To get entered, all you need to do is subscribe and click the link in the description below. The giveaway will be ending the end of January 2026, so it's going to be enough time for everyone to get entered in. Alright, let's jump back into the video. Now the key difference between last season and this one, we won't be doing our supercuts anymore. That was just temporarily put in place to catch up on user requests. This season we will be releasing episodes as the responses come in. Now this means if we don't have a response for next month, we won't be making an episode. Unlike before where we checked out other tech in place, we still may end up doing this, but it will be in place of our standard Budget Builds Monthly. Alright, with that out of the way, what is Budget Builds Monthly all about? Now whether you've seen our previous episodes or are new, posting the first Monday of every month, I review your budget request submitted via the Google form down in the description below. Using this information and PCPartPicker, I tried to build the best bang for the buck PC within your budget, considering any constraints or platform preferences you may have. We usually make 4 builds, 2 AMD and 2 Intel, using either DDR4 or DDR5. We also check for deals on Micro Center and Newegg to see if we can modify the build to create a better PC within your budget. If possible, we also take a look at the used marketplace too. Next, we compare each build using online benchmarks and list out the pros and cons of the top options. This helps us figure out which build is best for you. And don't forget, we can't do any of this without your input. Speaking of the input, let's see how we fill out the Budget Builds request form. Now a quick disclaimer to go with this. Budget builds will be as close or slightly over the budget due to parts and availability, as well as sales going on at the recorded time. Budget builds do not include taxes, fees, or Windows keys unless specifically asked otherwise. Budgets will be in USD. Now form factor preference, this will determine case size, as in this is the motherboard size we're going to pick. If you want a mini ITX motherboard, we will go with a mini ITX case, unless you want us to get a micro ATX motherboard and then a specific case size, just put here in other. For CPU and GPU preferences, if you want us to build an Intel only system or an AMD only system, and same thing for their graphics cards. If you have any other preferences or requests when it comes to CPU or GPU, like an Intel GPU, just put it here in the other category. Areas of focus just covers the hierarchical standpoint of how we're going to build out the system and spread that budget. If you want us to focus first on your CPU, then your motherboard, maybe your graphics card, we're just going to put the budget more focused towards those. Focus first and then focus last. We'll just grab some generic and placeholder items for you, the user, to actually pick out later on. For already purchased or own system components, if you already have a power supply or a case or anything like storage, just put it here. Just specify specifically what you have, just so we can work that into the build and we don't have to worry about putting money towards something in that budget that you already have. No sense in buying 2 PC cases if you can just use the one you already have. Next up is peripheral requests. Now these are placeholders for either a mouse, keyboard, monitor, headset, or anything else, as these are user specific. Now if you put other and you select a specific headset or mouse or keyboard, anything you're looking for, we'll put that in the overall build to just allocate the budget that way. And then finally we have other requests like RGB, no RGB, or any comments that you want for the build itself. And that pretty much concludes filling out the Google form in the description below. Now, we do have a request to take a look at in this month's episode, so let's see what kind of system we're building out. Alright, for our first episode, this user has a budget of $1,126. wants a gaming type of system, no form factor preference, wants an AMD CPU with an NVIDIA graphics card, focusing first on that graphics card, then our CPU and so forth. No already purchased or owned system components, no peripherals, and no requests. So honestly, it shouldn't be too bad. The only thing we're going to get a little stuck on is RAM, but I think we should be fine in the end. So let's see what we got. Alright, so starting out with a template build. This is just a little baseline we're going to use for all of our system builds, and then we're going to upgrade from there. So we have a 750 watt gold power supply from MSI. We have an ATX mid-tower case from Montech. We can actually swap this out, or the user can swap this out for a different case if they want. That's a little more expensive or cheaper. For our graphics card, we have an RTX 5060 Ti 8GB from Asus. And then for storage, we have a Kingston NV2 1TB PCIe 4.0x4 NVMe SSD. So in all, it's here for the moment just as a template baseline to start out with. First up is our AM4 build. Starting out with our CPU, we have a Ryzen 7 5800 XT. It's an 8-core, 16-thread, 3.8 GHz boosted to 4.8. Does have an included cooler. For motherboard, we got the Gigabyte B550 Eagle Wi-Fi 6 ATX AM4 motherboard, 16 GB of G.Skill Ripjaws 5, DDR4 3600 CL16. Pricing actually isn't too bad. And then we have the same storage, video card case, and power supply, leaving us right under that $1,130 budget. So the good thing is with this, we have some extra room in our budget to kind of purchase other components. We can't really upgrade our CPU, as any other CPU that was available in this price range isn't a better option, primarily for gaming. But honestly, we could probably get more storage, but that's about it for this. Let's move on to AM5 before we compare our build and go from there. Alright, for AM5, for our CPU, we have the Ryzen 5 8500G, 6-core, 12-thread, 4.1 GHz boosted to 5.0. For motherboard, we got the MSI Pro B650A Wi-Fi ATX AM5 motherboard. For memory, we went with the Crucial Pro overclocking 32GB kit of DDR5 6000 CL36. Now the RAM itself isn't too bad, but the pricing on this is quite up there. And honestly, it's actually not worth it to get this RAM at this price. That is something that's going to be a little difficult at the moment, unless we can swap out this motherboard for something that can run dual AM4 and AM5 RAM. But that's just something to take a look at. And then our video card case, power supply, and storage all stay the same from our previous end template build. We are a little bit over that budget. I would recommend, if we can get a different motherboard that can handle DDR4 RAM, to do that. But why don't we take a look at our CPU comparisons and see how they actually hold up against each other, and see if it's worth it getting the AM4 build or the AM5 build. So here we are on pass mark. We have a Ryzen 7 5800 XT and a Ryzen 5 8500G. Now just CPU comparisons alone, our Ryzen 7 5800 XT is actually on top, rocking a plus 23% difference between our AM4 and AM5 CPU, which is pretty good. Now the only thing I want to do, and we'll come back to testing, is see if we can get a nice bundle deal on Micro Center. Should be running some deals at the moment, and see if we can rebuild out our AM5 build and see if we can step up our AM4 build. Either way, let's see what we can get. All right, here we are on Micro Center's website. The good thing is the 3-in-1 combo deals are back, which are great because then we can get CPU, motherboard, and RAM all in one stop, and we don't have to worry about finding RAM from one seller or another and dealing with that. We have $454 for our AM4 and $542 for our AM5. This does include CPU, motherboard, and RAM, which again, the 3-in-1 combos are back, so let's take a look. First up with our AM4, which had a Ryzen 7 5800 XT, which currently it doesn't seem like there's any AM4 bundle deals available. Most of these are rocking DDR5, AM5, that's about it. Which then allows us to just take a look at AM5 then. We have $542 rocking a 8500G. If we actually want to drop it down to what our initial budget was, we want to look at something that's less than 542, which would be this, the Ryzen 7 9700X, 32 gigabytes of DDR5, and that's okay. So this is the one we're going to want. We have a Ryzen 7 9700X and 30 gigabytes of DDR5, which actually is pretty good. So if we take our Ryzen 7 9700X and put it into our build, now the DDR4 and DDR5 builds are pretty much the same, just the difference is the CPU, motherboard, and RAM. If we put it in our CPU comparison with our original Ryzen 7 5800 XT and Ryzen 5 8500G, the Ryzen 7 9700X is the way to go. It's got a higher boost clock, and it's got the same threads and physical cores as our DDR4 variant. It's actually better TDP, costs less in the long run. All right, and that pretty much marks our comparison and Micro Center bundle deals, which brings us to our decision. Now I just realized that we still actually had to get a CPU cooler. So we actually have to bump our CPU down to the Ryzen 7 7700X, which isn't too bad. It's only about a 4% difference in score between the Ryzen 7 9700X and the Ryzen 7 7700X. But ultimately I would go with this build. This is our Micro Center bundle deal build with our Ryzen 7 7700X. I added the Thermalright Peerless Assassin CPU cooler because we need a CPU cooler. Got the Gigabyte B650 ATX AM5 motherboard from Micro Center. And funnily enough, we're actually sticking with that Crucial Pro overclocking kit. And everything else still stays the same. And we are a little bit over that budget, but we are getting a way better system than we normally would be if we were sticking with buying them straight from other marketplaces instead of doing the Micro Center bundle deal. Now the options still are available for the user. Links will be all in the description below. Again, you can always swap out the case to fit your budget, but at this point, I would honestly go for the Micro Center AM5 build. You're going to get way better performance than you would be for gaming if you got anything else. So thank you all so much for watching. Consider subscribing for more content. Like if you like this, if you dislike it, fill out that Google form, and I'll see you all in the next video.